All right, I got leather scraps all over the place. I'm trying to make a pocket protector. I really don't know anything about working with leather except for what I quickly looked up, kind of how to cut it and how to set so your stitching looks uniform. It's not something this is not a hobby necessarily that I'm planning to pick up. This is just me needing to just know enough to build what I need to build. And so if anybody actually knows about it and watches this, they'll probably think it's silly. But with that preface, I think I'll alleviate a lot of the judgment that I would have otherwise endured. So my plan is to just plot it out. I do have a sketch with the rough specs. I might have to change this a little bit. And I want to be able to basically go upside down on a roller coaster and have this thing not fall out. Maybe a pen or two, but I also plan on maybe running another vertical stitch to kind of compartmentalize these so that the pens stay vertical. Pen, marker. If I really love it, I might end up putting a screwdriver in there. I got glue spreaders, I got cement, a groover, and I forget what they call it. But basically I'm gonna cut the shape, groove it all around the edge, use this pinking wheel, that's not really what it's called, and run this carefully along that line to get the indents, and then use my big stitching needles and my wax thread and try to kind of hand cross stitch the thing. But I think I'm gonna build one out of the wrong material first to see what I can learn and go from there. So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out of paper. Brought down the cutting mat. I just realized the piece I'm using looks like it might have been a boot or a moccasin waiting to happen. I did cut the toe off. It's hot glued on, just a couple dots, just to get it to stay while I cut the perimeter. Well, there's one of them. Let's do another. All right, there's a second one. I realized for these small radius on the bottom corners, I should have just did a chamfer. But that's okay. That part won't show, right? So I got my two halves. Now I got to figure out how I want them to show, like what part's going to be raw. Originally I pictured the raw showing like this. And now I'm kind of still thinking that, but you're not going to see any of this in the pocket. So I could just as easily make this part show. Wow, so that first time that I hot glued it, it barely stuck. And I thought it was just the nature of the raw side of this leather. Then I started adding just a little bit more glue and pressing it a little bit better. And this sucker's like, I mean, it's ripping some of the leather off. So I think I needed, ooh, that time I ripped the paper off. I definitely need to take it easy on the hot glue next time. Is that what I want? Because then it'll show like this. This is called a groover, I guess. Yeah, it's like a little circle. It doesn't seem that sharp, but it's supposed to be able to set a uniform distance for your stitching around the perimeter. Oh, I see. Okay. See, I held it at an angle, kept it against the edge, and it made that line. So I'm being a bit of a rebel today with this because I didn't use the proper cement. I'm trying hot glue, and for this one, I realized I was overthinking it. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And I was gonna go face to face to make it look better so it wasn't raw like this. But face to face, this facing, it repels hot glue. I mean, I could probably squiggle all over it and then just roll it off. Point being, this I gotta remind myself that this is my prototype one, and it might not even, I might build several. And so I just decided to do what I think is gonna work for now and glue it raw side to raw side. And so now it's glued together. Oh yeah, I pushed a little harder. I don't know if you can tell. The lighting's pretty poor right now. That worked. That worked. What do they call this tool? Oh, that's simple. 3-hole punch. It certainly came close. Yes, it did. It is amusing to see it work. 48 inches. It looks like I forgot to be diligent on which needle went above which because they're a little jumpy. But hey, it's my first one. I didn't tie off yet. Not bad. Now I need to see if this is something you can iron. Can you iron something like this? Well, it's almost bedtime. But I just have to know. If I can iron leather or not. Before I try this, just tell me straight up, yes or no. Well, it looks cute right now. Yeah, not bad. See how it fits. Not bad. Yeah. One more thing yet tonight. Somewhere here in the wood shop, I have hole punches. Here they are. And I'm going to get one and put this little buffalo concho. Put it right here, I think. Here, right? Do it. And that punched a clean hole. Now, I don't know if this is going to sit flat. Look at that. Not bad. That's one thing I didn't think about. The transition of how it has to actually pinch over this extra thick spot. Not bad though. Good night. Nice.